Hello everybody, welcome back to It's Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay today. It's a fan submission from our friend Red Legion. Sent us in another battle. Obviously the last battle he sent in was a loss to the mighty Flying Taco, so we'll see if he can get back on the winners board today. It is a Wood Elf versus Beastmen, very lore friendly game here. So a few of the new units that he has taken, a smattering of the new units for the Wood Elves. We'll see how he goes in this fight. So for the forces of the Beastmen here, we've got a couple of Warhounds with poison, as well as the Centaurs with great weapons. Looks like a couple of little units of them. A little pocket of Warhounds with poison spread out sort of all over the place. Minotaurs with great weapons and some Razor Gores back here as well. Obviously they do not Vanguard deploy, but they're quite fast, so they'll get up to the main line. A front line of Gore Herd with shields, just regular Gores. Pretty decent infantry choice. They can chop through other sort of low to mid-tier lightly armoured infantry quite well. Corruptor man rippers in the back here. Like all Hellbid infantry, they're not bad for holding the line, but they're just a little bit slow, I find. So we'll see if they can get some work done. They've certainly got some good targets. And then leading the Beastman force here is Morgor, who has taken the Staff of Ruinous Corruption. So for the forces of the Wood Elves, Red Legion over here has taken 4 units of Dryads in the front line. The Blade Singers, obviously sort of an upgraded War Dancer variant with its ability to tailor its weapon damage towards either doing more base weapon damage or more armor piercing damage, depending on who they're fighting. So a good versatile unit. They're just sort of souped up War Dancers. Like I said, they're quite costly. I think they cost about 1,200 points, so you've got to use them carefully. Glade Riders with Spears out here. Unit of Wild Riders, unshielded variant. We have the Lost Sylvan Knights, the ROR Ethereal Great Stag unit. Look at them in their nice little sort of unit model there. Now, Frenzy and Terracausa, as well as a massive amount of physical resistance. 75% physical resistance as a ethereal unit, so can definitely bypass a lot of the damage on the Beastmen roster. Beastmen aren't a faction that have easy access to magic damage, so not a lot of magic damage and no magic damage basically in this Beastmen force that they are fighting. Sisters of the Thorn here as well, also great physical resistance and give you some real abilities with Curse of Honor here and Shield of Thorns. So a very versatile unit and can fight in combat quite well. We also have Ariel here, taken the everyone's favorite item, the berry wine.
Sweet berry wine!
He's also gone Soul Steel, Apotheosis, so a ton of heals. Also taken Shield of Thorns on Ariel, who has a greater Arcane Conduit, so can really pump out a lot of winds of magic. And the Heralds of Ariel herself up here on the Great Eagle, the Sisters of Twilight. So he's taken the Conjoined Destiny, has not taken the bow item, but obviously their spray fire and single target fire is really good against the Beastmen, because you can snipe large targets, snipe things like Minotaurs, but also lay down the hail of arrows with the spray fire into the hordes of infantry. This is very lore friendly, given I do believe that the Sisters of Twilight have actually killed Morgor once before in the source material as well, one of his many reincarnations. So this is going to get underway pretty quickly, obviously, as the Beastmen have vanguarded the majority of their force, and we see obviously over here one of the pairs of Centaurs and Chaos Warhounds lapping around the flank, likewise on this side. So Red Legion obviously just scrambling his front line a little bit to face up and making sure he can't get too many rear charges or anything like that. So will be obviously pretty crucial to protect the rears. Dryads obviously can be worked down pretty quickly with rear charges and that kind of stuff, but they'll be reasonably effective at punching through the Gore Herds. We got a nice little rear charge here, as we said, and over here blobbing up around Ariel. She's gonna take a lot of this damage, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to show you this replay. She has popped Shield of Thorns on the Lost Sylvan Knights. Look at their physical resistance, 97%. They are going to take no damage. I mean, they're going to rout off, obviously, these Warhounds very quickly. Also Curse of Honor here, so the stat debuff and the physical resistance and weapon damage here is enormous on the Sylvan Knights. And you see here, I mean, these are great weapon Minotaurs with anti-large bonuses and anti-infantry. These guys have taken like a couple of hundred damage tops, and this is 3, not unsubstantial units here that are going to get completely destroyed. So this is a great early pickup from Red Legion. Over in the mainline fighting, obviously, like I said, the Dryads here have been shattered off pretty quickly. Nice backbreaking charge here by the Razor Gourds. Koroks Man Rippers are now making their way into the fight. We're a minute 50 into the game, and the Blade Singers have already accrued a number of kills, but one of the spawn summon from Morgor have gone down. Probably a good time for them to maybe pop their Whirling Death stance, because obviously Chaos Spawn don't have really any armor, but with Koroks Man Rippers coming in now, obviously the armor piercing and anti-infantry bonus is going to be quite crucial. So we'll see. We'll check back on them soon and see how they're going. Once again, over here, just this big sort of tide of Forest Spirits and the Sisters of the Thorn, again crashing into this unit of Minotaurs, and we see here even without the help of the added physical resistance on top of what they already have, just not really a lot of damage going down from a high DPS unit like the Minotaurs. Soul Stealer going down, breaking them, but I beg your pardon, we do see once more the Shield of Thorns going down, and again these Great Weapon Minotaurs not having a particularly happy time of it. They've been routed off, and we're very close to the white line here, so potential for them to go all the way off the field. So Ariel has popped Soul Stealer down there as well, so she's regained most of her hit points. The other cavalry elements have taken a fair bit of a beat up, but the Lost Silver Knights really don't have anything that's going to particularly scare them. The anti-large on the Koroks Man Rippers, may be effective, but these aren't an armored unit. They have so much physical resistance that the anti-large is sort of wasted. There's no real good matchup for them in this fight. The infantry for the frontline infantry of the Wood Elves has been dealt with well. So the Beastman player here is still in the game. This unit of Blade Singers out here was just basically ganged up on. The combination of the Spawn, the Koroks Man Rippers, Morgor himself. They've been broken off, but they may come back to the fight, and they may have maybe a bit of an ability to chew through some Gore herds, but probably not going to see too much more from them. This regrouping infantry here, obviously there's no mobile elements left on the field for the Beastman player, so there's no reason for Red Legion to engage any of this stuff just yet. Take the free picks where you can. Make sure this Razor Gore herd come back. Make sure these 40 Gore herd shatter. Again, we're still very close to the white line, so it's not going to be hard for them to be shuttled off, and it's probably where Red Legion wants to fight here, because you see a lot of these Gore herd very beat up. 30 leadership there, 40 leadership there. Terror outs close to the edge of the board here are going to be potentially backbreaking for the Beastmen, but we'll see the thunderous charge from the Wild Riders and the like go down again. There may be another Shield of Thorns charge here on these Sisters of Thorn. Ariel may be able to cast it. I'd say this is another one going down here. Again, Shield of Thorns going down. Don't know if we've even seen the Berry Wine be popped yet, so the Berry Wine can be used on the Silver Knights as well. But the base damage buff as well just means they're just going to shred. This is exactly what Wild Riders and even Stag Knights, even though Stag Knights have a bit of armor piercing, it's exactly what they're good for. Chewing through low armored infantry. They can struggle against armored targets, but low tier chaff infantry, Wild Riders can just blend through for days. Again, biggest issue with Koroks Man Rippers and halberd infantry in general is the lack of mobility, as we see the spray fire being popped on the Sisters of Twilight. The spray fire actually does a really good job at actually killing unit models. Doesn't necessarily have the highest damage output, but we see here just the amount of damage. That's killed, or hasn't killed any of the Koroks Man Rippers, but every one of those spray fires can kill about 5 or 6 units, unit models on the Gore herds, and things like Marauders, Berserkers, low tier, low armored infantry lose models very quickly to that fire mode. Like we said, sort of just getting towards the point of no return here for the Beastmen. Not sure if there's the second summon from the natural Chaos Spawn summon that goes down automatically from Morgor when a unit gets low, but outside of that there's really no hope. pushing through here just to make sure all these gore herds get worked off quickly. They'll probably all terror out. Yep, terror out there. White line's right here, so they're going to probably run off the map momentarily. If Morgul can maybe come in and lay a few hits on the Sisters of Twilight, but I'm pretty sure Ariel still has the Berry Wine in her back pocket, as we see a close range spray fire mode there going down. A couple of Apotheoses here, just adding some hit points to the Wild Riders, and yeah, there's this tide of Stag Knights and Reindeer and what have you, just absolutely mulching through the Gore Herd. We see the Wild Riders here, 83 kills. Silver Knights, 120 kills. Sisters of the Thorn, 55, but also a lot of value being accrued just from their passive spell abilities. Morga's not going to be able to stand up to the combined fighting of Ariel, who is a pretty decent combatant in her own right, despite being a spellcaster, and the Sisters of Twilight. And that is a nice anti-Beastman list actually from Red Legion, and he gets back on the winners list. So look at that. I mean, they're still full health. They're still more or less full health. I'm pretty sure they didn't lose a unit model. Really needed, even just a Brave Shaman with a Spirit Leech or something like that would potentially really work down the Silver Knights quite nicely. Minotaurs with great weapons, I don't like in this matchup. Without a shield block chance, 35 armor. Even if the Wood Elf player takes regular Glade Guard, Deepwood Scouts, you don't even need Way Watchers to kill these guys. Even regular Glade Riders with their bows, they just suffer so badly at the hands of just small arms missile fire. Pigs are a good choice. I like the pigs, but I think going a little bit wide. I mean, they're expensive too, these units. I think they're 1,400 points. So having a few more units of Centigores, possibly Sons of Gorus would have been a good pick, obviously with their magic damage. They would have really put a lot of hurt on the Silver Knights, but yeah, it's a big point sink. It's nearly 3,000 points on two units, which have got 300 and 500 damage on one for one kill's pretty decent, but. No value there. More, we know what Morga offers. The Gores do reasonably well in the front line. Korok's Man Rippers again. There's a lot of anti-large armor piercing, which isn't really what you need in this matchup. You're not going to see, outside of Treekin, maybe Durthu. You're not going to need a lot of armor piercing, and you're not going to need a lot of dedicated anti-large. Even just Ungor spears just to throw into the fight, and they actually trade, on a cost perspective, actually trade upwards quite nicely into things like Glade Riders and that kind of thing, just because they're very expendable. But yeah, a nice force. We saw their 97% physical resistance on the Silver Knights. I really like what CA's done with this unit. Not the ROR, just the Stag Knights in general. They're very much a glass cannon, but God, they can pack a punch when they get stuck in. Very, very thematic for the Wood Elves. Blade Singers are not a bad unit. Just a lot of times I think they struggle to get their points back. There's a few games that I've played with them where they can get just enormous amounts of kills, but they come under fire from things like bows. They're obviously a very high priority target. They are versatile with their armor piercing. So they can take on elite infantry really, really well, but they are a big point sink. But just the amount of spells that Red Legion had access to here, heaps of healing on Ariel, the Curse of Andrew here, and Shield of Thorns double in the early game just absolutely beat the brakes off one of those units of Centigores, shattered a unit of Warhounds. I think this was the Minotaur unit that got worked down in that. Probably picked up nearly 3k gold there in the space of about 30 seconds with those layered casts. So yeah, I like this list. It's got a lot of mobility. It's got some good synergy. Obviously, basically unkillable unit, barring any magic damage with the physical resistance. So thanks to our boy Red Legion for sending that in. I'll link his channel down below. Go and give him some love. Check out his content. He's back posting again about it. Yeah, until next time. Thanks everyone for checking out the video, and take care.